welcome back to winemastery.co.uk. My name's John Lightfoot, this is
John Murphy.
And we're here to tell you all about wine, hopefully help you find the wine, if not the wines, you will absolutely adore, love, be at peace, be at one with. So, that was quite short for me, wasn't it?
It was actually,
I was quite short. So this is a very, very different episode because we had the great pleasure of being invited to WineGB trade and press tastings a few weeks ago. This is where the English and Welsh wine growers get together and show off their wares to the press and also to the trade. It was a fantastic.
The fun we had.
Oh, what? Oh, wow.
There's some cracking bits in there, some really... And at one point, I think I remember us saying, oh, not more champagne, because there were all these sparkling wines that had been made predominantly with the same grape as champagne, and there's just... I'm not sure I feel right saying it, but there's just too many.
Well, it's 72% of the production, see. But yeah, it was, wasn't it? And there was this whole table you could go through just one after the other. And it was really difficult. I didn't realise how difficult it was to taste wine when you're tasting that number. Because not only does your palate get numb or, trying to detect the difference, but mine sort of goes...
Yeah, and you're trying to find the difference between each one. And it becomes a bit... tiring, both like you said, from your taste buds get tired, and in your mind you think, because we know that each one tastes different, but the differences are so subtle,
yeah.
And so we're trying to pick those out, and it's like, what is the difference with this one? I mean, in fairness though, we had a lovely time. There were a few folk there we met, didn't we?
Yeah, some nice folk, and in fact, we thought, actually, it's going to be, we said we thought it was hard work, but we thought it would be pretty boring for you just watching us taste 130 wines and comment on them with all the background noise and stuff. So we thought we'd do this one, which would be a little bit special, a little bit different. We're going to talk about, because not many people know about English wine and how much is produced. So in this one, I'm going to let John lead the way in a minute, and we're going to talk about sort of statistics, how many grapes, how many vines are planted in the UK, what sort of ramp up of expansion is, and we'll take it there. So do you want to take us into the hall, John?
Let's go, John.
Before we start with the facts and figures, let's take a look around the hall. Do you see what we meant about that long wine table with so many bottles on it? Whoa. Anyway, on to the facts and figures about Welsh and English wine. So the first interesting thing to notice is the types of wine produced, and it's round about, in round terms, 70% of the wine produced in England and Wales is sparkling wine and 30% is still. Okay, so moving on to the variety planted by hectares, you can see that 30% from this slide are Pinot Noir, 29%, so almost the same, is Chardonnay, and then 11% is Pinot Meunier, and those are the three main grapes that go into champagne. So you can see that's really where all of the sparkling, it sort of backs up the amount, 70% of the wines produced in England and Wales are sparkling. Another strong grape coming into the English market is Bacchus. It's only 7%, but in terms of the still wine produced, that has quite a big chunk of the market. And then you can see that there's others, sort of, the 20+% of other grapes. But certainly there you can see the majority of the grapes are grown for sparkling wine. I thought it'd be interesting to actually compare the English and Welsh output, or the areas under vine in hectares. There's 3,579, and just compare that with Italy, where you can see there's 54.8 million hectares. Quite a difference. So still a long way to go for English Welsh wines, but it's very early doors, and they are, as we will see, ramping up production very significantly. And we'll just look at some of those figures. And here's an example of that expansion. You can see here, 2017, we got just around about 6 million bottles produced, and then we're going up to just under 13 million bottles in 2018. It's quite some expansion. And here's another example of that expansion. As you can see, back in 2017, we were talking around about 1 million vines planted in 2017. And in 2019, we're looking at almost 3 million. So, there is significant expansion happening here in the English and Welsh wine market. And if we just look at the percentage increase in the number of vines planted, to put those numbers into percentage terms, you're looking at it going up from 60 to 87.5%. So 2018 on 2017, it went up 60%, and then on 2019 on 2018, 87.5%. So the area now under, as we saw earlier, vine is 3.6 in round figures hectares, and that's up 83% from 2015. So where is all of this wine being grown? Well, by region, the vineyards, 43% of them are in the southeast of England, 23% of them are in the southwest. East Anglia has 12%, 4% in Wales, and then scattered throughout the rest of England and Wales is 18%. So once we've produced all this wine, where is it going? Well, in 2017, 96% of it was consumed here in the home market, with only 4% of it being exported. And again, a doubling in 2018, where 92% is consumed here. But the vineyards have done a fantastic job and managed to double their exports to 8% in 2018. Still a relatively small number, but a fantastic growth in just the space of 1 year. So where are those export markets? Well, 20% is going to the United States, 18% to Norway, 12% to Denmark, 10% to Sweden, 4% to Canada, 3% to Finland, 3% to Japan, 2% to Australia, and 6% to the rest of the world. But if we were to summarize those, it'd probably look more like this. 43% to Scandinavia, 26% to North America, and 31% to the rest of the world. So there's quite close areas there where the exports are going to, but it is still very early days. And as far as where we're going to go in 2020, who knows? Brexit is obviously going to have its effect, so watch this space and we'll update you. But before we get to updating you, could I just ask you to give us some feedback? Is this type of video of interest to you? If so, we'll do some more. If not, if it's not relevant to those of you that are just beginning your wine journey, then please let us know. We'll be pleased to receive your feedback. And so until the next time, until John and I present some more gin at Gin Fun or some more wine at Wine Mastery, we really look forward to seeing you there. Gin Gin.